Hi, my name's Alison and I'm from North Paddock Farms in Taber, Alberta. So in order for potato plants to grow, they need water, they need nutrients, and they need some sunlight. So for nutrients, we focus a lot on the 4 R's. So the right product at the right place at the right time in the right amount. And that's really something that we focus on for sustainability on our farm. We also use tissue samples and soil samples to look to see where the plants are at. And so we really make sure that we're not over applying any of the nutrients. Potatoes need around about 15 to 20 inches. It really depends on the growing season and the field. This here is one of our pivots. In southern Alberta, we have to use pivots to irrigate our potatoes because we don't have enough water. There's different nozzles depending on how much water you're trying to put on the potatoes. This is a high efficiency pivot, and you can see that the nozzles are close to the ground, so we reduce our chances of evaporation and any sort of wind losses. We also can monitor the pivots on our phones, and that allows us to better keep track of what's going on and making sure that the pivot is putting on the right rates. And if we have any issues, then we can immediately address those. So a pivot is a huge benefit in southern Alberta. Ideally between 20 and 25 degrees. Pest control products on our potatoes, and we do that because we want to try and grow the healthiest plant possible. Things to control the weeds, fungicides to control diseases, insecticides to control different insects that come into the fields. Weekly I'm out scouting the fields just to make sure I know what's going on in the crop, and I know if I actually need to apply these products and what the proper timing is. I also am a certified crop advisor, and that has allowed me to take training that will help me in assisting identifying some of these different pests and diseases in the field. All the chemicals that we use on our farm have gone through vigorous testing, and we only use chemicals that have been approved by the government and by our potato processors. Our family has been producing food on our farm for many generations, and there is nothing that I grow that I wouldn't feed my own family. There's different color flowers on potatoes depending on the variety of the potato that is in the field. The most important growing time for a potato plant is at a tuber initiation, and what that means is that the plant is deciding how many tubers or potatoes it's going to grow. It takes about 100 to about 130 days for a potato plant to mature. It depends again on the variety. For French fries, it takes about 120 days from the time that it's planted until the time that we harvest it. So the stage we're at right now is the plants are bulking, and what that means is that it's decided how many tubers or potatoes are underneath, and now they're just starting to get bigger. And so right now you can see that we still have lots of really good canopy cover, and that's really important because it conserves the moisture, and so we have very little evaporation losses when everything is covered by these vines. Here you can see is the original seed piece, and at this point in the growing season it's good. We do want to see it breaking down a little bit, which it's doing, because we don't want it to end up going through the harvester. So we still have about a month left before harvest, and so that will be nicely broken down before that. So with our variety of potatoes, we're aiming for about 12 potatoes underneath each plant. It can range anywhere from about 9 to 14 usually, but our aim is for 12. You can see here how many there are, and at this stage, which is middle of August, there probably won't be any new tubers being developed, and so all these potatoes that are here are just going to get bigger, which is what we want before harvest.